Ladies and gents, welcome back to another episode of BGTV. And today I want to talk about the art of asking for what you want. Now, this came about because I'm going to tell you a story. There is this thing that goes on in my family where we have an uncle or cousin that has tickets to a basketball team, and he is very generous with that and will often give us tickets to go watch the game. But certain members of my family are very scared about asking for those tickets. I, on the other hand, am not that scared about asking for the tickets because that's just, you got to ask if you want to get the tickets. So oftentimes, various members of my family will come and pressure me to go ask on their behalf of because they want to go see the thing. And so they try to get me to go ask for this thing that they want. And so then I'm like, wait, why don't you just ask yourself if this is what you want to do? And they're too afraid to ask. And so that made me want to film this video because we got to break this down. We got to talk about this. So, in order to get anything, we have to be able to ask for it. People are absolutely not mind readers. They don't know what you want, and you got to go out and just ask them for it. I can't tell you how many times I have thought something was a big deal in my head, or I thought it was a certain way in my head, and I was too afraid to go ask for it, and I was never going to get it. But then at the last moment, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to ask for this because I'm already at a no. So if I ask, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's just going to be a no again. Okay, fine. Well, I'm already there. So it doesn't really matter. So I might as well ask. And then you ask and you get it and it's awesome. And so that's a way better way. Right. But I feel like we get in our heads about it because we think like, oh, if I ask, this person is going to hate me until the end of time. They're going to think I'm this awful savage. They're going to freaking hate me. They're going to think I'm the worst person ever. You know what? That's really not going to happen. Like maybe that happens one out of like 10,000 times that you ask somebody and they flip out and they like hate you forever and they become this mortal enemy. But you know what? It was probably better to figure that out about that person early rather than let that just fester. And that's probably not the kind of person you want to be surrounding yourself with in the long run. So it's probably better to actually figure that out. So at the end of the day, there's really no downside, no bad part about asking. Either you ask and you get it, or you ask and you don't get it. And that's kind of it. But if you don't ask, you definitely don't get it. Like I would say, there are probably about 100 asks, myself included, that anybody could do right now. We could ask 100 things, ask for 100 things. And by making those asks, we could probably change our lives for the better forever. Like whatever you're dreaming of, like, this is what I want with my life. I wish I was there. This is like the thing. Man, that would be amazing. We're probably all just 100 asks away. 100 times we would have to get up the courage to just ask a freaking question to get what we want. And if we did that, we would probably be exactly where we want to be, but we're just too scared to actually get there. So I wanted to film this video and talk about that because really, if we think about it, there's no downside to asking. Like we get the thing or we don't get the thing, but regardless, we get it off of our chest. We don't have to worry about it or think about it anymore. We don't have to like deal with that. Oh, I want to ask, but I don't want to. I don't want to have to ask. I just want to get this thing. I wish they would just give it to me. Like none of that happens anymore. It's just out there and it's done and it's figured out. Like either you get it or you don't, but it's done. You don't have to freaking worry about it anymore. So if you're listening to this right now and you have something that you want to ask or you need to ask, regardless of what it is, regardless of who you are, regardless of who they are, regardless of the situation, just go for it. It's better to know. You're not going to regret the things that you try and fail at. You will regret the things that you are too scared to try, that you never decided to go for it. This has been true in my life, and I bet it's true in yours. So go for it. Go do it. I believe in you. You got this.